I'm sure you'd agree with me that the Ghana Premier League, referred to now as the First Capital Plus Premier League for sponsorship reason, has come a very long way ever since its inception in the late 50s. Now, we're here to do a little exercise, more or less like a SWOT analysis. That is, we're here to find out the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats available to the Ghana Premier League. We want to see how well we can market it to make it attractive, especially to advertisers. So I'm sure that at the end of this discussion, it will be fruitful and we'll find some answers to certain questions that are frequently asked. All right, so good afternoon to you, gentlemen and lady. Like we previously discussed, we're just here to do a focus group discussion on the Ghana Premier League, and I'm glad to have all of you here. Jeffrey Asare, Isaac Kumsin, Jeffrey Asare from the GFA, Isaac Kumsin from Galka, captain of Hearts of Folk, Ruben Nyani, journalist from Crystal TV and Plus FM, John Austin, administrator at Accra Hearts of Folk, and Gabriel Notte is a patron of the Premier League. Let me begin with you from the GFA, Jeffrey. Tell me what currently is the state of affairs concerning the league at the FA?
Well, I think that if you look at the current state of affairs, I have to say that it's part of the delay as a result of the court saga involving the FA and King Faisal. The FA really decided to make sure that in spite of the delay, we also need to catch up because there was a vacuum that was created. The issue of making sure that the league is finished on time because of the kind of calendar that we operate with. And so quickly, whilst AFCON was going, we realized that the days that Ghana do not have matches, we're playing Wednesday and Sundays. And so in view of that, the league started. As we speak now, it's going on very well. Our broadcast media, that is Super Sport, are covering almost all the matches except one as a result of a technical hitch that they have. The sponsors have also make sure that they are part of the bargain, ensuring that the clubs in question, what is required of them, the percentage that is due them, the commencement of the league is given to them. SuperSport have also done their part. I have seen checks that have been given to the clubs that are involved. In terms of organization of the league so far so very good. The matches that have been played so far, we've not had any incident at the various venues. Security have been very good. Standard of play has been quite okay. I think the challenge has to do with the technical development of some of the players. Apart from that, those are issues that are work in progress. We need to keep on working on. So apart from that, I think that all in all, so far since the league started, everything has been moving on very smoothly. And I think you've covered a lot of the league matches, and I don't think that, per your own observation, there is something that is a bit negative or untoward that you've observed so far, that you can pinpoint as being a negative so far as a result of the matches that have been played so far. So on a whole, so far so good, but I always believe that it doesn't matter how good it is, there will always be room for improvement in every department or every sphere of our league.
Galka, Ghana League Clubs Association, mother of all the teams. From your stable, what is it like?
Yeah, most definitely my day 7, I would say it's been good in spite of the initial hiccup or the delay that we had. Gradually, we have ushered in the 2014-2015 league, and things are moving in the right direction.
I mean, let's hold on to 2014-2015. Generally, the league, from when it started till now, what's your assessment?
Yeah, I've just said that it's better because, lucky for me, I've been able to follow some of the matches. I was in Takoradi to see House of Folk match. I was also in.
You're not getting my question. I'm not talking about the 2014-2015 Premier League season. I'm talking about since the league started.
Oh, okay.
Generally.
Since we started the what do you call professionalism, definitely every year.
Is our league professional?
Yes, I would say as a club administrator, definitely I would say yes. If we want to measure the professionalism in terms of what we see outside the shores, particularly the Europe, then probably there will be a challenge there.
Why would you want to commit such a crime and commit the Ghana Premier League to one in Europe?
That is why I'm saying if you want to do that, then there will be a challenge. But when you want to talk of Africa, definitely we are in a professional era. Okay. And we have done so many things that African continents have never come closer, including the major leagues like South Africa, Kenya, and probably Nigeria. We have done so many things in terms of administration, in terms of even the club licensing regime that have come, we have moved so many places in terms of registration and cars and all that other countries have not even started. So as a club administrator, definitely I'm going to say it has improved. Things have gone steadily year after year. Even this year, if you put the delay that we all condemn aside, the start of the league, the changes itself that have characterized the administration of Ghana AFA, it is even monumental jump in the way of doing things in football. One, what do I say? It is the first time that you are seeing clubs themselves taking decision or taking their destiny into their own hands in terms of management of the Premier League and in terms of management of the Division 1 League. So if you compare this to the years before, definitely you are going to say gradually. My challenge here is that people or other people, because of the opportunity of seeing other leagues on television, quickly jump and relate what is happening here to what they see. But I cannot tell you that Rome was not built in a day, and for that reason,
but haven't we come
no,
too
we
far
haven't, because if you have studied Ghanaian economy, you have studied the way Ghanaians do their things, and you have studied.
So it's attitudinal. It has to do with attitude.
How a football administrator do their things, and if you have opportunity to travel outside Ghana in terms of football, you come back and clap and clap and clap for Ghana football.
Really?
We are doing very good.
Austin, sorry I jumped you. I will come back to you in a bit. But Austin, you've been smiling and laughing all through Mr. Isaac Koomson's submission. Jeffrey said so far so very good. Mr. Koomson says we've come a long way. I mean, it's positive. As a media man who's been covering the league for quite a number of years, do you agree with both of them?
Well,
first of all, it's our league professional.
As to why they changed the name in the first place from professional to premier, anything that is premier is supposed to be professional, to the best of my knowledge. But changing the name from professional to premier doesn't change anything. The truth of the matter is that the standard of our league has gone down the drain. If for nothing at all, some of us have been following Ghana League for at least from the 80s to date. And if for us at today, there will be a ROCO as far as national cup calling is concerned, and you will not see a single local home-based player in the team, then automatically there is something fundamentally wrong. That should tell you the standard of the league is dwindling. And at the end of the day, sometimes I will personally not blame the football situation that much, but the administrators involved. Because
you mean the club administrators?
The club administrators. Because going on the days when we don't even have the privilege of watching live matches and other things, but stadiums are being full week in and week out when you go out and watch a match. And just in the course of this season, Hassan Kotoko played our El Clasico, and you could count the number of people at the stadium. And I asked myself, was it worth it in the first place playing that match on the day Ghana was playing in Africa Cup of Nations? It's abysmal. Even the standard of play itself. Let's face it. Now we call ourselves professional. We are playing in a professional league, whereby a player scores 6 goals, 8 goals, and is out of the country. When else?
By virtue of the fact that he's scoring, he's a goal king.
And when they go out there, what do we see? Even at the time, Ishmael Ado was a 3-time goal king in Ghana, went to Europe, and it was a flop. This was here is a player who probably scored 22 goals in a league match, scoring half of that happened to be a penalty. And he goes to Europe and could not even score even 2 goals in half a season.
Okay, so in effect, you are just saying that you don't agree with
the standard of the league has gone down the drain.
Okay. Gabriel, you as a patron, as a fan of the Premier League, do you agree to what you're saying, to what GACA and GFA are saying?
I don't, because whenever we are coming to, as a fan, whenever we are coming to the park to watch football, we always want to, always have in mind the player we want to see on the field. But right now, you know, all the players, when they shine, tomorrow they are off in the country.
Because the clubs are not being able to pay them well.
But meaning they should be up and doing by paying them, because we call our league a professional league, a Premier League like that. When you hear the name EPL, you know, then you are in for something good. But when we are coming and we don't see those players that we know, the likes of Mahatma Otu, the one-time goal king, Eric Bekwen, and today when we come, recently we have Fiawenyon who has scored 5 goals in 3 matches, and the rest of the 4 matches he couldn't score. We were even asking him why is it that he can't score again? Is he having any pressure? He said no. Meaning, you know, they are not consistent enough. When we come, we don't see the telepathy play that we know of them.
So yours hasn't got to do with GACA. It hasn't got to do with the GFA. It actually has to do with the club administrators, the club itself, technical side. Until Essential, you're an administrator at Accra Hearts of Oak. What is the problem? Why can't you keep your players?
Thank you for the opportunity. All was said and done. I think somebody is talking about during the 90s or 80s, they saw players like Ishmaelado, Osekufo, Sarah Mensahs, Polos, and co. Now we don't hear of those players or names. I would say every year and its expectation, or every century and its expectations. Those years, when you go around, excuse me to say, Choco and Co, you see guys playing football. You can just catch them to come and play for you. Now everybody wants his child or her child to go to school. So it's difficult to get the real talented players to come and play. And now, we are all fighting for money. When they play for the team for just about 1 year and they were spotted, maybe they have invited the player to play for the national team. This year he played for under 20. Next year he's playing outside Ghana. So those that have names, you don't get them anymore. And about pay, salary and all those things, they are doing well. The administrators, they are doing their best.
Really?
Very good. They are doing their best. Because where is the money coming from? What is
I mean, you have
even our own.
You have some in India. You have some in
even
Vietnam.
Our own mother, this thing, caretaker.
GACA.
The GACA, the PLB, even where are the sponsors?
Oh, but you have First Capital Plus.
Where are the sponsors?
As a sponsor?
Are they there to pay salaries for our players? And they have to at least campaign, because the things belongs to GACA and PLB.
But Madam Vicentia, let me find out. Don't you think that the clubs are also failing in their bid to get sponsorship for themselves?
Is the attraction of
exactly. It means you don't package yourselves well.
No, about what?
I mean,
we are playing.
We
have the mother, the GACA.
You expect GACA to source.
And they have to make the thing very attractive. You see.
GACA, do you believe that?
Maybe I have my team.
I don't
now, this year they've changed the under 20 to under 17. You see, there's no more under 20. So if these guys,
you mean the reserve league?
Yeah, the reserve league is no more there. So if these guys played and they get injured, why are you going to get a replacement? Those days you just replace them.
Madam Vicentia, let me come back to something you said. You said that it's GACA that is supposed to package the teams very well.
Very well, yes. They have this.
I want to understand you. They should package the club well, or they should package the league well. What are you saying?
The league very well.
How should they package the league very well?
About sponsors, we have just
they
one.
Have to seek sponsorship for you. But the FA, the FA's sponsorship committee has done quite enough for you by getting you First Capital Plus. There's also Super Sports. And I know there are other minor sponsors.
See, they are mothers. They are the mothers of the club.
But you as clubs also need to show appreciation. You need to package yourselves very well. I don't think Hearts of Oak, for that matter, Kumasi and Asante Kotoko, who are the two oldest clubs in the league right now, are doing well in terms of packaging. Now, when Hearts of Oak or
Kotoko, in fact, I thank the GACA or the GFA for bringing these midweek matches just to cope up with the delayance of the league. So, if like we are playing now, the First Capital, we have just one sponsor. Two.
At least I know two major sponsors.
Maybe we are playing the league, then these European leagues too, they are also playing.
Do you know how many sponsors Manchester United has?
That's what
you have answered my question. Do you know how many sponsors Barcelona have? Sorry, I'm doing this comparison, but then it is not the English FA that goes to source for sponsorship for the teams. It is not the Spanish FA that sources sponsorship for Barcelona. I mean, it is the team and the attraction they display on the field. It's about how they package themselves. It's not the national.
The team can package
that
himself.
That is what I am expecting.
Asking for sponsorship. look, maybe if you come to Accra Sports Stadium, there's
no. You are playing. Look,
there is
it's an
no
empty stadium.
how do you call it? No, there's no scoring board to maybe display the football.
Forget about the scoreboard. When there was no scoreboard here, before the scoreboard came in 2008, the league was on.
So we shouldn't blame the administrators because, look, the salary of the players, they are winning bonuses. They are doing well.
So, okay, Ruben, let's build Madam Vicentia. Are you well paid? Forgive me, maybe I'm too direct.
Are your salaries enough?
Is your salary enough? Do you think Hearts of Oak is doing well with all that you have? I don't need you to be political. I don't need you to be diplomatic. Be honest.
I'm not political. They are
being real.
They are doing well. Yeah, they are doing well.
Okay, by virtue of the fact that you were a foreign player, I'm sure you are taking far more than the Ghanaian players.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Okay.
Abroad, you see the big players, from different countries play abroad, they're not having the same salary, and those who are, they are taking more than them. As of course, they are doing well. We are getting our salary, we are getting our in bonus, and they are, they encourage us to. They are doing something, to motivate the players. Okay. To do well on the field.
I'm sure before you came to Ghana you are from La Côte d'Ivoire, right?
Yeah.
Before you came to Ghana from La Côte d'Ivoire, you heard a bit about Accra Hearts of Oak, right?
Yeah.
You had heard about Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Yeah. And you had heard that before you came, if Hearts of Oak was playing, for instance, this game, the stadium was going to be like at least half full, right? You know about that, right?
Yeah.
As a player, how do you feel, for instance, if you're on this field playing in this game and you looked around and you saw the stadium was empty, how was that going to make you feel?
Sometimes to, delay on the league to depend, you are playing Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Some of us, some of the supporters, some of them are working,
But even on Sunday when Hearts of Oak played, Saturday when Hearts of Oak played Kumasi Asante Kotoko in Kumasi, the stadium didn't get full.
Yeah, they came, before the game, and you see them.
Because they opened the gates free for everybody on the 80th minute.
No.
Yes.
They didn't open the game free.
Yes. I was there, and I'm telling you. What do you think the players are doing wrong that's not making people come to the stadium?
You are doing a field of play. As I say, you are playing Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. Some of us are working. Some of us, they are doing their business. They can't leave their business. And Sunday, Sunday is a free, it's an off day for everybody. To be at home and come and watch our game.
Galka, Hearts of Oak say that Madam Vicentia, she says that Galka needs to package the clubs very well. I'm really struggling to understand.
He got it wrong in the sense that probably he was referring to club admin. Sometimes when some people mention GACA, it's lay clubs coming together to form GACA. So sometimes when people want to talk about the lay clubs, they refer to as GACA and not GACA as a body as I represent them here. Okay. So sometimes they're referring to the clubs, you understand, that have to package themselves well. And the clubs, when you are bringing them together, it's obviously GACA. GACA you can mention. Okay. That is what has become. Okay. So probably he's talking about the clubs, but the emphasis didn't come out very clear. Okay. So I also believe that the clubs also have to package themselves well. I must also be quick in adding that sponsorship in this country has never been easy. If you ask Premier and Co who are in the system who seek sponsorship, it has never been easy. But that not to say that the companies want to associate themselves with anything. You must first be transparent. Your books and everything, way of doing things must be enough, must show some professionalism to be able to attract. And you should have good marketing people to also do that. Okay. But some of us have practical experience that it is not easy to have sponsorship in this country. Definitely. Things are very difficult and the clubs are unwilling. That is why we, the administrators, have insisted that this sports bill must come and must come now, so that it can give a breather to corporate world for them to put their money into football. Okay. Into football.
All right. Jeff, hold on. I know you have something to say about this one.
Yeah, first of all, let me respond to
unfortunately, I can't let you respond. No, okay, I can allow you 30 seconds.
It's very important. You see, let me tell you something. If you know where we are coming from, you appreciate how far we've come. You understand me? I have been involved in consulting for Hazen Kotoko, and I still am doing when it comes to sponsorship. Look, to be frank with you, I've always been telling a lot of journalists, that a lot of my colleagues, that try one day yourself and go and seek for even 10,000 Ghana cedis. I've been
a marketing executive before.
So you understand, look, and I've been involved with these 2 clubs and other clubs. Look, consulting from behind. Trust me, in as much as I agree they need to be more professional and open in what they do and package themselves very well. Trust me, if you know what they go through, look, in the 80s and 90s he's talking about, we have individuals who were rich, and the fact that he loves Kotoko, you understand me? He could go extra mile and
buy a plane ticket for the entire team.
In the 70s, for instance. Let me tell you something. The block of players Kotoko had from 65 to 1978, 2 of them were given cars. The rest were there. You have merchant people who are timber merchant who love Kotoko, who do that. Today, right from SS Apia's time till Herbert Mensah took over till now, there have been a lot of, let me use Kotoko as an example, there have been a lot of changes that have not helped the club structurally from the top. In Kotoko's case, Kotoko's structure, it's difficult to even speak about Kotoko's structure. You and I know because of the source of authority. You understand me? So that one, if you want to even talk about it, you need to understand the perspective and the dynamics. And those decisions, it's difficult to even talk about it. You know what I'm talking about. Because the club belongs to Otumfuo. The directives are coming. I have issues with the current structure of the board where they don't bring money and they expect Opunguti to run the club. Where is he going to get the money from?
Jeffrey, I understand.
You understand me?
Okay.
You come to House of Folk, the same thing is happening. But for me, the most important thing is that the challenge the league about, look, Exodus. Today.
Do you think that the clubs are packaging themselves well enough to attract sponsorship?
No, but I'm saying that thankfully, we have a 3-year period of club licensing, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. By the 3rd year, whether you like it or not, you are supposed to ensure that by the 3rd year, because by the 3rd year, the sanction, and it's a CAF thing, it's mandatory. By the 3rd year, whether I like it or not, House of Folk, you should have a medical doctor, not a part-time one, a marketing manager. Somebody who is a lawyer, who is the head of the legal team. You have your own training pitch. Qualification, who become your assistant coach. Those things is going to be in phases.
Going to enforce that one.
The only disadvantage I have, Exodus, you cannot ban Exodus.
Definitely.
Do you understand?
But if
look, I can give you, mentioned the quality.
I know a player in TP Mazembe who has stayed in TP Mazembe ever since he started playing football.
The TP Mazembe, Moise Katumi can give Ghana loan. The man, the club you are talking about, they've just bought Sylvian Bohu. I'm coming.
They are paying the players well, so the players are not motivated to leave. Because they have a very rich person
who has decided. Why is Vital Club until recently they lost to Enter Setif? When was the last time they went to the finals since they won? I'm saying that. Look, there come a generation, a time where you are fortunate to have somewhere like, how many Moise Kantubis do we have? In Ali, they have a structure. And the economy, don't forget, you can never discuss the club having sponsorship without the nature of the economy. Our economy is not the best of economy. The major threat facing our league is the issue of finance. And it's because, look, the economy is in bad shape. The companies you go to them, they are paying too many taxes. In view of that, it is difficult to even have money for social responsibility, and they choose their social responsibility. They have mega budget for it, but the clubs, look, a club is looking for minimum business drafts, or let's say even Interlights, will look for a minimum 100,000 a year from them. And they are not ready. That's huge to them. They are not ready to do that. They don't have it. And you see, unlike us, we don't have global companies like Ali. Etisalat is sponsoring Ali $23 million for 3 years. Ali have 45 million support base. The economy of Egypt is buoyant, is good. So when they are putting in money there, they don't have a problem. The middle income earners of Ali is 22 million out of the 45 million support base. And those are the things that sponsors look out for. But the major, look, one thing the club should do, let me add to it, is that I have spoken about this for over 20 years, I'm getting tired. Most of the clubs in this country, no club in this country playing a Premier Division or Division 1, majority of them have sold players outside this country. But the question is, if they sell the players, what percentage of that proceed goes into an investment? Ali, we are talking today, is attractive today because Ali have 7 investments aside the sponsorship that bring proceed worth over $12 million a month. So that is why Ali could retain top class players and pay them $100,000. You know when Tottenham Hotspur were coming for Abu Trika, they were ready to pay £20 million. They said no, because they could retain him, they could pay. Retention of players is simply about cash. If you can't raise money to pay players, well, the exodus will be there. And the exodus has hit everybody, including Brazil. But it's how you manage it. And that one, the FA cannot have anything to do with it because it's human rights matter. The problem I have with our league has to do with the technical development base. And that one, it has to start from the grassroots level. The coaches who train the players from the grassroots. That is why you see a player playing Hassel, Kotoko, and it's appalling. That basic football technique, they cannot even apply it. Okay. That is the major problem I have, and it's something the FA must address. And thankfully, last season, the FA started rolling out this technical program for free for coaches at the technical level. Okay. But it's not enough. They must do that. But apart from that, trust me, my brother, when it comes to the league, for instance, extra of excitement, when we did a Glow G8, I decided to do something in Sunyani. That is where I come in that the clubs are not doing enough. Glow G8, that day, Chelsea were playing Manchester United. I spent 1 week in the whole of Brekum and Doma and Sunyani to promote Adriana versus Chelsea. I packaged it as a typical Bofakwa Tano BA United game or 11 White Azakes. And I involved the supporters. I created a fun around it. Trust me, that day, the stadium, that was the highest attendance we had in the Glow G8. The stadium was packed. And we actually fixed the time at the same 3 p.m. that the game was being played.
Wow.
So it means that the clubs should learn how to package their games, sell the game to their supporters, and tell them the reason why they should come to the stadium.
Thank you. Robin, sorry, Mr. Kumsin, I'll come to you. You said already the players, you're doing fine, hard to focus, doing fine. But what do you think that you as players, what are some of the problems that you face?
Yeah.
Maybe not within hard to focus. From the FA, from Galka, from whatever. What are some of, or you don't have any problems at all?
No, no problems.
You players are fine.
Yeah, you're okay. You're fine.
Well, I'm surprised that you are, because trust me, let me tell you something.
You don't expect.
He, especially when it comes to a club like Hassel, we are not going to that matter. Sure. But I'm saying that for Hassel and Kotoko, listen, it's a serious political institution.
I understand.
And player victimization is key, so please.
Okay, so yeah. Jeffrey says that the threats facing the Premier League now, finances and technical know-how. From you as a journalist, what do you see are the threats?
For me, let's face it. For instance, Masou Didi Dramani, somebody who just won two leagues, and then for the third year gets the sack. Mm-hmm. You ask what might be the basis.
That one is not for you and me to discuss. I mean, it is something that happens all over the world. It happens. So that's a non-starter.
I'm amazed that my brother sitting here is a media person, and for me, one of the major reason why our colleagues are not doing well, apart from finance and infrastructure, is him sitting here.
Listen, what about him?
I'm not saying him
media.
What is in person.
Media.
As a media.
What's the media?
Because media make and not make. We sit here talking of Shamokoye, talking about them. I can tell you that if today, everybody is talking of Rubinyani.
Which of course is happening.
You understand? Mm-hmm. Every media is happening with Rubinyani. Rubinyani can make a big star in Ghana.
How long did we not talk about Tofik?
You hear a whole media house.
For how long did we not talk about
commentary, and he doesn't
the
even know
United guy who won the goal?
The players, yes, he's running commentary.
We speak about them all the time, but you talk about them for one season. The next season, they are nowhere to be found.
They are gone, but it's your job. So you go, you keep on.
If the clubs decide to sell them, what is my job as a media woman to bring him back?
Until the economy improves, it is going to go. Right. Because I have said it. Even at the commissioner was asked, and I give the same thing. We are developing country. Everything that we produce or develop here, the better prepared ones take them from not
a club.
I really don't know.
Plays a Premier League. A Premier League club who doesn't even have a training pitch of its own.
Definitely, I have talked about.
Okay, there are basic issues. It is only in Ghana where an individual can just decide to own a club.
I mean, that one is also a non-starter.
It is.
It is not only in Ghana.
I'm saying that Moise Katumbi owns TB Mazembe.
Of course. He owns more than one club. He owns John Bosco. He owns TB Mazembe.
At the end of the day, there are structures in place.
Austin, I will not agree with you on that.
Listen, it's about structures. At the end of the day,
so somebody, if you don't have money, don't start a club. Is that what you mean?
What goes into it? That's my basis. And somebody just gets up and own a club without even looking at the financial background of the person. Without looking at what the person.
My brother, let me tell you something. This industry called the media, I'm coming, that we are in today, of course, has evolved over the years.
Sure.
I'm coming. In 1992, when Martin Kenyon, almighty BBC, when he went to Senegal, he was amazed that 92 Senegal didn't have the basic gadget to even broadcast a tournament. 1992 Cup of Nations.
Senegal 92.
Yes. But you see, I remember an experience I had with Martin Kenyon about 1992, and he was saying that, look, in the midst of the challenge, because they also appreciate where Africa is coming from, they didn't judge Africa. It's important to know where you are coming from. So within that, they need to phantom how best they can do the broadcast without complaining about the challenge. What do I mean? Alhaji Sani, he is one of the people, he's not educated, he doesn't have money. He has passion for coast football. He's developed more than 45 top players that have played for national team in this country. Periodistic, and I'm saying that, look, those who have promoted coast football, owned coast football in this country, most of them did it out of passion. Periodistic, you know the danger? Those people, they have the eye to develop. They are not going to coaching school.
No.
They have the eye to develop coast football. You understand me? They brought a lot of young talented players. They go and watch them play in school games and they pick them. So I'm saying that what you do rather is this. You create a facial program like the FA is doing now, so that you can accommodate those people without necessarily physically that. Because when you do that, who suffers? You and I do not have the necessary expertise to go and identify a talent or do not have the time. So what you do is that we are Africans, and that is why you think that no. That one I will challenge any media person there because that mistake will stop. No.
Because we are Africans.
No. Let me tell you why. No.
Because we are Africans.
Rashida, are you going to play? Rashida, let him understand that.
Africans.
Are you going to Chelsea? No. Rashida, let him understand that the reason why I said we are African, when somebody is speaking, it's important to listen to the intent before you start. You didn't know the intent. I was coming, you just jumping. Wait. The point is that we have a history. And this, you're talking about Ghana football. We are coming from a particular place. It's not for nothing that even FIFA, in terms of its stringent rules, when it comes to our part of the continent, they make sure that there are moderations. That is why.
No. Of our league has gone that we should address it. Okay, we should accept it and address the issue.
What you are saying standard.
What you are saying is
standard. You know, you've said that.
What we are saying
is standard. What is standard? Is it technical standard?
What is your
measurement? Let you tell us
what is your standard?
What is your measurement?
What standard?
For instance, even when there wasn't even sponsorship for our so-called league, our clubs go to Africa and they do well.
And
what happens today?
Those clubs were managed by
all these?
Is it not the same?
By individuals. Okay, there's something fundamentally wrong.
So what?
If those days, if Kumasi Asante could go to Africa, we've already addressed it. That one, it could be exodus, and we ask ourselves, what brought about the exodus? It has to do with money.
Yes.
And I ask myself,
and is it a global phenomenon or exodus?
It is, but definitely,
What is Brazil and Argentina doing about exodus?
Come on, for Brazil, all that we know is that they always do what?
They allow their players to go.
Relax.
For Brazil, over 90% of their players, all that they do is to export players. For me, I do not think Ghana, where we've come this far, what that we are talking about,
we should do better.
We should have done better. We should be better. I mean, what we are doing is have to do with money. Because for me, seriously,
so what you are saying in effect is that if you do not have money,
if they can bring on board enough sponsorship, it might not be enough though. But at the time, was cushioning the last Kotoko very well.
So what you're saying is that if you're an individual and you don't have money,
you shouldn't come into football. That is my
belief. Essential, you seem to have something to say.
Yes, I'm saying that. Maybe
there's a. Okay. It's easy. I'm saying that. Listen, if you are involved in club administration or you know what goes in there, I'm saying no.
Okay, Jeff. I think Madam Essential.
Club budget is no budget. So don't even.
Oh, for sure. Okay.
Currently, as I'm speaking now.
I think you people are not being fair to Madam Essential. You are bullying your way. You are bullying her.
As I'm speaking today, Baba, Asante Kotoko, with all the huge achievement, we are involved in seeking a sponsorship for them for 6 months. With all the juicy everything. The challenge I'm talking about Asante Kotoko, I'm not even. That's what I'm saying. That. And the budget of Asante Kotoko in terms of salary and bonus is huge. So I'm saying that. look, even all Manchester and
club
is struggling because then we go to the comedy and tell them, brother, we would love to be, but we also have challenges with that taxes. And look, the one thing they say,
especially in this era of
that's why I just mentioned
what do we do as a country in the form of this
Madam Vicentia?
So that is where the state comes into the ministry.
Okay.
My media man just issued a statement right now. That's what we are all arguing about, saying that somebody decided to own a club. I'm saying that maybe I'm a philanthropist in a community, and there's so many talents in the community, and I want to help the guys play. So is it a crime?
It is not.
So why are you saying that somebody will decide that?
That is why you bring on board. You see, for me, as an individual, it might be difficult. But we are in a country here where individual people own clubs. I don't know how to do for them, they will not even.
Alhaji Gusa has funded King Faisal. He owns King Faisal. How long has King Faisal been in existence?
For so many years.
But I mean,
okay, but then at a point in time, he brings on board people.
I think that the first batch of talents were the Sami Kufuor people, right?
Okay. Yaya Mohammed,
he sometimes get me confused. I don't know whether he want to talk about the structure or he's talking about individual, because all the clubs that are owned individually, the clubs that are owned individually, they have structure. You understand? If you go to Edubiase, they have owner, president, they have chairman, they have a management.
Who goes different Premier League club for information, which goes to his bed. Oh, come on, we are on air. I can tell you.
No.
If it goes to his bed, to pull out a file.
Say it. I mean, we just want to say, we want to hear.
Second, of course.
Maybe you might not have
those in Jeffrey. But I understand your point. I understand where you are coming from. At the end of the day, I do not think you'll be here bashing at.
Okay.
But the truth of the matter is that.
Austin, let me throw this question to you again. How should the clubs package themselves so that they can market themselves enough to carry forward?
For a start, I think the FA has brought in this nurturing. Unfortunately, it has been changed from under 20 to under 17. And for me, I believe the reserve league, I think from an under 17, the gap between under 17 and the main team is just too wide. That was why some of us were advocating that we should have maintained the under 20 side. At least, so that we can have this nursery team to be replacing the senior team. Unfortunately, it hasn't been done. But for me, it is essential that.
Wait, hold on. I'm coming.
The under 17, because I've heard people mention here, sometimes people don't understand. The under 17, under 20, Ghana or all over the world, okay, a player is able to sign contract, professional contract, when he's above 18 years.
Okay, that's why you
when you are below 18 years, you can't sign professional contract.
Thank you very much.
So those under 17, they are like coach or juvenile
players.
So when you get to
18 juvenile clubs, wait,
what happens to them is that every club that have under 17 is playing the juvenile in his area, whether the district or the region that is under 17 is playing those course or juvenile competitions
in
their
Kunti,
area.
please hold your fire. Austin, you were telling me, you said that you are happy that they brought this the under 17 side, but you don't agree that it's under 17, it should be under 20.
At least.
But wait, how can that help the clubs to package themselves for marketing?
Well, I think for me, for marketing is a problem. One, it has to do with the economy of the country.
Oh, you agree?
Oh, of course.
But
to some extent. Okay, but then if others are making
Austin.
Others from where? Ghana here?
Of course.
Austin.
Does it mean?
Which ones?
Does it mean?
Which ones?
Certain clubs. Yes.
I made a statement when Jeffrey said that seeking sponsorship or marketing in Ghana is difficult. Hold on. And then I said, okay, if you're not getting in Ghana, go outside. For instance, Edubiase, they have a German sponsor now, right? Yes, they have a German sponsor now. Hazakets have a foreign sponsor. Right. So I mean, if Ghana, if even in Ghana you are not able to package yourself so well to attract sponsorship from Ghana, means you are failing.
Let me ask, what does an entity get in sponsoring? This is my fundamental question. Okay. Should you sponsor a club or you get mileage?
We'll find an answer to that.
You are a media person sitting here. I'm amazed you ask.
No, you are a fan. Okay, Austin, John.
You complaining?
Okay, I understand. Just hold your fire. We'll come back to you. As a fan, how do you think the clubs can package themselves very well?
I still stand by my technical ability of the players. They should be, when you're as a marketer.
And cutting down exodus.
Yes, the exodus as well. But first of all, I would like them to be we should unearth great talent into the teams. You say we do. It's a great talent. Fine, but he's not a Ghanaian. But I'm saying that.
No, I understand he's not a Ghanaian, but he's good. If he continues
really
this,
good.
don't you think one day he will play for Les Éléphants de la Côte d'Ivoire?
They should be consistent. They should be, you know.
Okay, so
wait,
how long do you want to see him play for Hearts of Oak?
Okay, he has played about 3 seasons already. Okay. I think he should.
Robert, how many seasons have you played for Hearts of Oak? 2 seasons. This is your 3rd season. Okay, so you want to see him play for how many seasons more?
Two seasons
because
more.
Because he's one of the best defenders you have
in
the country.
Yes, but look at this scenario. Gilbert Firmino was awarded Player of the Month for January. Okay. What kind of advert has he done again? No advert. The only thing I saw was...
Wait, advert as in he himself exhibiting more talent on the field?
He has exhibited some talent by scoring 5 goals and being awarded the best player of the month. fine. So why is it that he's not being...
Hearts of Oak are not taking out. Hearts of
publicized, and he come back to the point I'm raising. Somebody have won.
Madam Desensha, if you say that, I will not agree with you. It's incumbent on Hearts of Oak. He is your player.
He's blaming.
This is a media person. This is your job. That is what. You understand? You chase information that is on internet, and you have live one. You don't want it. He was adored here, taking pictures, interviewing. It is so after the media to what publicize it until probably next month when another one pop up.
When it comes
our mother, this Gaka, should have their club to market. You see,
how?
You just said something about billboards and other things. We have so many ways to kill a cat.
Okay,
you see,
tell me how your cat should be killed.
How should
Gaka help Hearts of Oak? No, how should Gaka help Hearts of Oak to package themselves?
So many things. You always see house ladies here seeing their jama. You see, you could even take the ladies with something on the billboards, do something extra. Okay. You see, we have so many ways
Gaka
to do
should
things.
do that.
We, the club, should do that, but they can come to Hearts of Oak. Oh, we want, we know that you have this group chapter. Oh, you have this thing. We want this group to do this thing for us. We have so many ways. We just sit on the air. Excuse me to say, we talk blah blah blah. Too much of talking.
Okay, you've given me one.
Okay. Let me tell you something. You see, I in this industry, I decide to do a lot of practical things for experience, and today it has given me the opportunity to be speaking with authority on this matter. One of the reasons why Coach Opele became very popular was because I decided to make sure that Kotoko Tema Youth, I took it upon myself to see how best I can publicize the game to the extent that it will become closer to category A. Okay. That was when Coach Bashiru Hayford was coaching Asante Kotoko, Opele with Tema Youth. Now, I created a rivalry between Coach Bashiru Hayford and Opele. I met them and various ways as to how to prosecute it through my platform on Fox. So they did it to the extent I became a huge banter. Then Opele has to say that, well, Bequin is just a Trojan horse. Bequin cannot score because, I mean, look, even his shot hits the crossbar. It infuriated the Kotoko supporters. He said that he's coming with a 4-back 6 midfield, no striker, because of Kotoko, even when you leave there, they can't even score. Put a ball in
effect, what point are you trying to make?
And there were 2 press conferences. No, it's very important. 2 press conferences are organized for the 2 of them. I'm saying that. It whip up great. In the history of Asante Kotoko, they've never played any team that is mid-table and have made that money. Now, people, I didn't even take a penny. And I remember Kwamba thanking me for that. But I'm saying that. Look, the clubs themselves, in terms of how they should package their matches, it's terrible. They are not doing anything. Look, how many times do Hearts of Oak promote? They are talking about today. May 9, and she's sitting here. The May 9 game, Hearts of Oak themselves.
But even that
promoted, now I'm talking about promotion. I understand. Look, the enthusiasm ahead of that particular game.
When did Hearts of Oak turn 100 years, Madam Desensha? About 2 years ago,
right? The leadership again of their circles and chapters. It's about the leadership, the people who are there. Today we understand what it means and how to prosecute it. At that time, they are vibrant, young, talented young men who really understand how to promote the game. When you go to Hearts of Oak training grounds at the lotteries, they just pack the capacity. Even their training ground, they make noise about the players. They created songs. The chapter became powerful because they decided to create songs for players. They made something out of nothing in terms of players. John Botte scored a beautiful goal here, and what happened? Aziz and Co met and then created I Will Done, but if you leave me, I go die. It became a big tune all over. I'm saying that.
They don't promote themselves.
Let us speak now. The advent of supporters union and that stuff, most of those guys have also moved on to that because of whatever reasons. So they've lost. So I'm saying that the club themselves should sit down and try to go back to what made them what they were some time ago. Okay. Publicity is very low when it comes to their games. When are they coming to play a league game? You tell me. Apart from the few noises that the media make because they have to promote it, has to folk themselves. Have they ever presented a media publicity or plan to you, or they say, they've come to Multi TV. We want this, what we have. We want you to help us promote this particular game.
Thank you very much.
You understand me? So that one is terrible on the part of the club, and they need to get that done.
From the part of Gawker, how can we make our league better?
Yeah, definitely. There are so many things that if we improve upon, will make our league better. When you talk of infrastructure, we are all aware when this league started, when you go to various venues, you see the hard nature of the pitch. It is amazing that we are playing Premier League 21st century on those pitches. That doesn't allow us to see the best coming out from our players, and therefore we, the club administrators, must do more in that area to make sure that we have a proper grainy pitches that the cameras, when they capture, will make it look better, even when we have little to view on our television. When you put that aside, finances, we have to do more to generate a lot for our club, so that, you know, in spite of the fact that we agree that we can't stop Exodus, to some extent, I will also agree with the two gentlemen that there are some players, when they are being paid well, they will not move. I can tell you, Adriana, for about 6 seasons, they have maintained their players, not only Stephen Adams. All of them are still there, and they are playing good football. And I can tell you, when they live long, they stay long, there are a lot of benefits that also come out. Stephen Adams, when he went to the World Cup, Adriana benefited from the whooping sum of $84,000 from FIFA. You understand? And some of the players are sold only for $50,000 and $20,000. So if you have stayed along and get an opportunity to play World Cup and you get that money, it means there are some positives in the maintaining of our players. But you know, everything comes with the money. Apart from that, our security also in our various stadia must also be improved. For me, my study have shown that just after the May night, you understand, attendance of various stadia, what do you call, slashed by more than half. And we have not been able to push it above because people still entertain fear and insecure going more, especially if they continue here that this is going on here. So we must assure the public, and then we make sure that those things are played down and security is apt so that people can. Apart from that, there's also some promotional activities that we, the clubs, ought to do. I agree with my Jeffrey when he says that there are other activities. The actors must talk. The actors. Sometimes I say there are some matches you see the administrators have taken charge of the administrators. I have taken charge. I feel uncomfortable when it happens like that. When Rubinyani is going to play, and he can tell Kotoko, who is the best striker, myself, I can't even remember, Ahmed Toure, can tell everybody on radio that if as Ahmed Toure said he's a man, you should come and meet him at the Accra Sports Stadium. That alone is enough. You understand? If Ahmed Toure is also saying that if the man imposed, Sulaiman Abdullah said he was the goalkeeper and he knew he wasn't good, and he coming to Accra to tell him he wasn't good and he's coming to score him. That alone, that's the trick. And it's not only Kotoko has that thing, these things can work. All other clubs can do. You pitch the coaches against each other all over. You understand? And for me, whenever I talk of others, actors, it's not the administrators. We should continue doing our administrative and making logistics available for the teams to gel. But allow the coaches to talk. Push them to talk. Surprisingly, administrator will tell a player, when he have a match that can give him enough money, that don't talk. Because probably some ways and means. Yeah. Don't talk. He tells the coach, don't talk. Because when we talk, people will see what we are doing. Meanwhile, it is that match that will give you, will lay the golden egg for you. You have to allow them to do the talking. Allow them to say serious things. You know one thing that you can't take from boxing? Boxing is able to get the people to the stadium all the time because of the bragging rights that they have. You understand? We saw some recently between Ayite Power and Bukum. So why can't they borrow that from boxers into our football? Let the actors talk, not we the administrators. We can come and give the perspective like what you have called us and we are doing. But when it comes to we are going to play match and there are pre-match conferences, that are post-match conferences, or some radio station one interview when matches are going to come, please do well and attack the players and the coaches. Don't go to the administrators. Don't go to those people. PROs can come and give further explanations, but people who can create the tension for both parties are the what do you call, the players and the coaches. When you do that, there is also, we should try and continue promoting these young boys and ladies who come to stadium free. Because I, for instance, I always say that I begin to love football when a man staying in our house was carrying me on his shoulders to come and watch Accra House of Folk. Oh, okay. Those times. You understand? And straight away, I fall in love with that House of Folk team. And it built my football career and my love for football till now. So we should encourage the ladies to come free with their case and those things. And we should try to bring some fan zones. This one, it should be the work of the sponsors. They should try and create. Yeah, they should always create fan zones. You understand? Where before the match, some entertainment and things go on, and people can get some small T-shirts, some small things to make those things attractive to bring the people back to the stadium. Because these days, unlike before, that we keep on saying, those times there were not so many activities. I've always challenge people who talk of Opokunti and those things. Those times there was no, even now, people say Kumasi is the hub of people who watch football. When it is Sunday, okay, Accra here, thousands of activity and other things to attend. Go to Kumasi and see Sunday, typical Sunday. I was there during the top 4 time, and for some reason we couldn't play our match and then we were supposed to play on that holiday and we were in town. The whole holiday, nowhere to go. Accra here, beaches will be full here and there, so it will affect the attendance. You understand? But when you go to other places, they don't have those opportunities. And those days, that is what was there. There were no other social activities apart from football, or there were no match that were computing for football. But now, things computing for football are enormous. Because today, if I say I'm not going to watch this match being played, okay, I have luxury of watching another match on TV. Meanwhile, continue doing what I was doing and then get satisfied with our football of infants. So now the competing,
I think it's giving us a lot of insight.
Right is very, so in final analysis, to compete, what do you call, those on TV, you media must do a lot for our local football. Try.
Do a lot to push the media to do a lot.
Yes.
Please. The clubs are entities that are there to make money. If the club want to go into relationship with them, go there and sit down with them. Listen, it's not a state institution. Most of them are not state. They are not state radio
football,
stations.
we always say sports, but if football is not there,
no, I disagree. There's also the part of business. You need to understand that when you sell your players, you should also advise his team. One of the ways making sure they become attractive.
I've been here for 4 months that the league was in limbo.
I know what I've gone on.
Save some money out of player proceeds in our
for investment,
our media landscape.
And I think one advice is that the club should make information easily available. Yes, it is a very huge challenge for us. Until essential, before you come in, Ruben, you've heard what my 2 gentlemen have said. You think that if all of those things are done, you think the league will be better?
Yeah, very, very better.
Last year, you said there was no problem.
Yeah, because sorry for that. They said a lot. I'm very happy at what they said, to make, the league very, very strong, see people coming, to enjoy the league, I'm very good for whatever they say.
I think those will be the final words from these 3 gentlemen. Let me come to the second three. Okay, wait, I'm coming. Madam Vicentia, there's something you want to add to what Jeff and
I think I started about this
promotion.
Self-promotion. Like this First Capital, we are very thankful to them for coming to our aid, but they should do more. You just see their you just see their the small billboard in the stadium. They pump a lot of money into the Premier League.
I don't
so
get
they
why
also
somebody
have
should
to
always do something. You don't want to do your homework.
They are giving money to their clubs, so they also their marketing aspects has to do more. Bring their their mileage, bring their marketing aspects with the other football teams together to do more. I have been telling them that I met one of them and I told him that they have to do more. You see, so
us ladies do more
about the media instead of the media to promote. Maybe as our two gentlemen just said that maybe today we are playing to bring more interesting things on board. They will rather bring controversial issues on board, and that will not help us.
All right. I get you. Austin, you have 20
let's
seconds.
face it. Sometimes you need information from people in authority
to do certain things.
To do certain things, and it becomes a problem. One, they know the media house to talk to. You go for a press conference, and they will tell you this media house A and B has not been invited. In Ghana, yeah, I'm telling you.
Organized by which house?
We are talking about football.
We are talking about football.
Have you ever experienced any such thing?
In football?
If you have, be straight. Be honest. Just say it. Which
it happens.
Okay, wait. Austin,
listen.
Austin, let's call the sequence down.
So
when and where did this happen to you?
We are talking about football.
Have you ever been denied? Have you ever been denied entry into a press conference?
Or you have a witness to somebody?
I've heard. But for me, with regards to the way forward as far as Ghana football is concerned, my major concern has to do with adjudication of cases. Okay?
Adjudication of cases.
Of cases. Disciplinary cases, more or less. For me, I wish that there could be something like a commissioner who probably might be employed on a full-time basis, where cases brought to them will not be delayed until probably after the season ends before we go visiting those cases. These are some of the things, these are part of some of the things that probably puts off fans from attending matches.
I'll give you the final word.
I'm really happy about. I really side with most of the things that Gakama said by creating impression into the fans' heads, like a battle between the two coaches that will be playing. They'll say, "I am the coach today. I'm going to score you. You are my junior. Last season, I will score you twice, and this time around, I'm going to make it the third time." And even among the players as well, I'm a striker.
It should generate controversy between themselves.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So such things is going to bring interest from the fans, and they're going to chip into the stadium.
Okay. I see Jeffrey and Isaac do not agree to the fact that I'm saying that he had the final word. So in 30 seconds each, wrap up. I'll start with you. Remember, it's 30 seconds. I'm watching my time.
Yes. He has just said something I wanted to respond, but I'll let it
go. It. Okay. Jeffrey, 30
But for me, I think that it's all hands on deck. Look, it's easy to criticize something, but the question we should ask ourselves, what role can respectively all the stakeholders, including the media? I also believe that, look, the media, we are doing quite well, but we still have a lot of work to do when it comes to our local. We need to make sure that we are more involved in helping to promote the league ourselves. You understand? And let's make sure that
we are proud of.
Let's make sure that change it. Let's make sure Big Sky B in 1992 years. I'll go there. I'll go there. 45 million pounds. I'll go there.
30 seconds. Where will you go?
I'm saying that. No, now. Later. We'll talk about that. Sometimes not our media put into understand. I'm saying that, listen, we have a role to play. We need to make sure that, especially the media, because see, at the end of the day, look, First Capital Plus.
Oh, now you're siding with everybody against the media.
No. Let me tell you something. First Capital Plus, for instance, their investment will not be worth it if they don't have the necessary mileage. Exactly. Do you know what it means on every weekday You understand me? When there are about almost 200 radio stations in this country is running commentary and they are mentioning First Capital Plan. They cannot create a budget for that.
We are not paying.
What? No, I'm coming there.
No.
Let me respond to that.
We are not in any way motivated.
You are eating from somebody's product.
No, let me tell you why.
We are not paying.
You are eating from somebody's product.
I'm coming.
You are eating from somebody's product.
First of all,
you are eating from somebody's product. You didn't
thank
do
God.
anything about it.
Hopefully by next week, the media committee will bring out some. But listen, you are not paying broadcasting rights. In return for the broadcasting rights, no. That isn't because I'm saying that I was involved in drafting this. In return for the broadcasting right, you are supposed to make sure that you give our title sponsors certain mileage on P1 programs and P2 programs. But even that, no, we are going to enrich it and give you more flesh so that we'll make sure that when we put it out.
That sounds enticing. On that note, Isaac, Jeffrey, Robin, John, Vicentia, Godwin, thanks very much to all of you for your time. I'm sure this will become very fruitful. So we've heard from the Ghana Football Association, we've heard from the mother club of all the leagues, that's the Ghana League Clubs Association. We've heard from the clubs, we've heard from a player, we've heard from the media, and we've heard from the administrators. Now, I'm sure that we have learned one or two things that could help make our league better and, of course, to make it more attractive, especially to advertisers.